Today we're going to be installing a cold air aerated intake onto my 2018 5.0. And here are some of the things that you're going to need. So obviously, like this, you're not going to need this, not that. And you know, some of these things I just have here just to help me make the job easier. But we are going to need here. You need one of these, a T10 for these screws right here. They're going to go into the air sensor. And then a T25. And you're going to get these onto your cover and for your air filter. Now here for my setup, I decided to go the extra mile and put some heat reflective tape on it. Now obviously that was my first run doing it. This is my first time ever doing it, so it didn't come out that pretty, but I did, you know, I did what I can do. And then I ran out and I want to go buy more. You can find this stuff like at Summit Racing or AutoZone, you know. They're not that rare. They're cheaper like online if you order them. But yeah. Now this was my second run because I had to run out. And I did a lot better right here with the lines and the cutting and, you know, the curves going around the whole thing. No, that's not necessary at all because, you know, it's already a closed area, a closed box. But I decided to go the extra mile. And also this right here, the cover that goes on top, it came in this color and I painted it black just because I wanted to, so I can go with the whole engine bay. And for that, I'll just use some spray paint. You can find this stuff at Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, or you can semi-gloss. But yep, that's pretty much all you're gonna need. It's a screwdriver. You always gotta have it set, you know. You're gonna need for the strut tower brace. You're gonna need a 10. Actually, yeah, you're gonna need a 10 and a 15. And then for these, I'm just gonna use, just gonna use this right here. I'm gonna attach it. You know, yep, that's pretty much all you're gonna need. You know, the package comes with everything. You know, it even comes with the extension cable. And yep, get right to it. I'm gonna go take off the intake system that it has on right now, and then we'll film that and walk out through it. Okay, so to start this off, you're gonna have to take this wire off in order to get this thing off and this thing off. Lift the brace up. So you're gonna take this cover off. Get your 10 millimeter and take this off right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. All right, so once you have the bolt loosened up with the 10, just lift this up, wrap this up with the towel, just set it aside for now. Just tuck it in somewhere where it's out of the way, and get your 15 and proceed to take these right here off, loosen them up. All right, so once you loosen these up, you can go ahead and use the attachment how I said earlier. Makes things a lot faster. Go ahead and repeat the process on the other side. You should be able to lift this up. Now we're gonna do the same thing on this side. Loosen them up. So once you got these loosened up, just go ahead and lift this up and put it aside. All right, so once you get the brace out the way, you get a flat head. You lift this flat right here. Then you get the 10, you go down there. You get the bolt from there and just leave it in there. And then do the same thing over here. Flat head, go in there, loosen it up. All right, so now you just lift this up. It's on a couple clips. And the bolts are still in there. Now just put it aside. You have all this room to work with right here. All right, now we can actually start working on taking the actual system off. Now, in order to do that, you gotta just take this clip off and that clip off. And then use that to get these off. I'll have one right there and one over there by the throttle body. And to get this piece of shit off right here, you gotta use one of these, just clamp down on it, loosen it off, pull it off. And for the clip right here, down here by the sensor, you should just be able to pull it off with your finger. If not, you can use a flathead, a short flathead that you can fit down there, clip it off. But be real careful because these clips can break really easy. So once you got this unclipped, you gotta also pull this off right here, and then lift this up. Once you got those clips off, you can pretty much lift it up. But you gotta loosen this up, and take these hoses off right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. All right, so I got all of this loosened up. You can just pull this whole thing out, but I advise taking this off first. I already got everything loosened up. I advise taking this off first so you have enough room to pull this thing out, because this thing is sometimes it's pretty hard to take this clamp off. If you want, you can even do everything and just pull the whole thing over there to that side and focus on that thing over here when you got all the space. All right, so if this thing's being difficult, just squeeze it, get a screwdriver, flathead. Just start messing with it like that. It should eventually come off. I mean, if it rips, you don't even need this hose. This is just the sound, to get the sound from the engine bay. So yeah, just keep messing with it like that. It'll eventually come off. See? Pretty easy. Alright, and on my thing, this thing ended up breaking off. But like I said, you don't need some of this stuff. So you're supposed to put this in, and but as I was pulling it, like I heard it crack and it broke. But you don't need this piece. It's to the older intake system. Don't need that. And while you're at it, while you have all this disconnected, look, well, my hands are already dirty, but if you check inside the throttle body, look how dirty that is. So go ahead and take your time, and like you can even unbolt it here, these 4 bolts, take it out, do the clip, and just clean it up in there, because a lot of oil and residue gets up in there, and it's not the best for your engine. All right, so I got the throttle body off. It's just like that. And look at the back, like it's not supposed to be like that. If it's dirty like this, please clean it off like that. It'll help your engine a lot. And clean off some of it right here, like it's dirty in there too. But yeah, it's super easy, just 4 bolts. Take it off with the extension. Super easy to take off. Just go ahead and take the extra minute to clean it off. So I got the throttle body all cleaned up, best as I can. If you're doing it, taking it off, cleaning it, go ahead and send it to 454 Chewy to get some porting done on Instagram. All right, but I got this I got this sound tube taken off right here. This thing was a bitch to take off with those clamps right there. When I got it off, the kit comes with this thing. This thing is so you can clog this thing up, but from down there, like really far down. You see that right there? Wait, somewhere all the way back there, right there. And I'm not about to do that. I'm just gonna leave it like that. I mean, it doesn't do anything. It's just there to get some sound from the engine to the inside of the car. But I got that out of the way. Next, I'm gonna go and take this thing off. Once I get this thing off, I'm gonna just go pull this whole thing out and just put it aside. All right, and that's everything. Like I said, rubber grommet from here. You just yank this shit out the duct right here. You just yank it out. Put this aside, make sure it doesn't get damaged or something. But yeah, this bolt right here that goes right there, that's a 10. And then the rubber grommet, that thing, you just yank it off. You just pull it off of there. And make sure not to damage your sensor in there. Put that aside carefully. You're gonna put that on your new system. Yep, let's go inside and put that thing together. All right, so now we're gonna take out the sensor in there. Told you how to be careful with this. So you're gonna use a T20. Thought it was a T10, but it's not. It's a T20 for these. For these on those, that's a T10. So go ahead and get this out. Be careful with these. Come out pretty easy. All right, so now we're gonna start in the actual system. You got these 2 rubber grommets. They're the same size, but they have different size holes. The one with the bigger hole goes out here in the back, in this little part by the thing. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna squeeze it in there like that and just twist. It should go in there by itself. Just keep twisting and pushing. It should go in by itself. But once you got that in there, do the same thing with this one. And then you got these two things right here for the vacuum lines. The same thing goes, the bigger one, back side, smaller one, front side. Once you get those in, move on to the next step. All right, so now we're gonna put this gasket on the underside of the sensor bracket. So you're just gonna peel this thing, line it up, and stick it on there like that. Once you got it like that, put it here, line it up, and you put the other screws in. All right, when you're trying to line this up, the sensor, make sure these two little holes are pointing this way from where the air box is gonna go. So, go like that. So you lined up the holes. Once they're lined up to where it goes like that, make sure two squares right here, going like that, and face this way. Then you put these screws in, and then put these screws in, these little ones. All right, and this is the next step. So you just get 3 of these with the washers, you put them in the holes, and you tighten it down. Easy as that. Once you put all 3 screws in with this thing right here, so you put the filter in here, you kind of got to squeeze it in, like move it around, just get it in there. And then this bracket, you just tighten it down. And then once you're done with that, you're pretty much ready to go out there and stick it on your car. All right, so I got the actual box in here. So let me show you how I got in here. So that rubber grommet that I told you to put on here, let me show you. What I actually did is I laid it down right there. You see it? I laid it down right there. And basically you just want to line this spike up right here. And make sure that silver thing is lined up right there. That silver thing. Or else the screw inside won't screw in. But go ahead and line up that spike and put it into the rubber grommet. Once it's in there, it's going to feel like nice and snug. After that, feed your nail into there. Your OEM screw in there. Tighten that. And next up, you're gonna want to connect your extension that comes with the kit. It comes with it. It's easy. Just there's a little clip on this side. Just push it in and then push your red clip back in, and you're good. Set it off to the side. Or you're gonna feed this under through here. You're gonna feed it under and plug it in like that into the tube. All right, now then this coupler goes right here. Now the way you're gonna put that on is you're gonna put this thing on to here. So you're gonna put this thing onto here and clamp it down with one of these clamps. Make sure the head of the thing is facing this way, and then you can use a screwdriver or a drill. How I'm using doesn't matter. So just clamp it up this way like that direction with the coupler onto this thing, and then put this onto here, and then you got this coupler. This one's super easy. Just snug it in there. Make sure there's no seals like leaks around the side. Just leave it on there and clamp it down. And then you want to connect this part onto there. After that, you make sure everything's nice and tight, everything's screwed down. You want to connect your lines right here. This one goes to this one right here, the smaller one, and the thicker one right here is for this big one. You just turn it, get it up in there. I got it out the way right now. So I'm gonna get this situated, and I'll show you how it goes. All right, so what I went ahead and did is I put these clamps, but look, they're still loose. They're all still loose. So once I connected this to this, I put this whole thing onto this. It's the actual box. And this thing is still loose. I haven't connected it, but all you gotta do is you gotta do this first, or else it's fucking hell to try to get this thing on. But make sure there's a clamp here and another clamp over here. The one I'm about to slip on right now. Yep. So once you get this on, this one's gonna be a little hard. You just gotta keep snugging it in there. And then once you got it in the right position, just tighten these up right here in this position right here, and then stick this one in with both of them facing upwards this way, and you tighten them up right there, and you're good. All right, I got everything tightened up. Everything's snug. Look, see, that thing ain't going nowhere. And make sure there's this thing down here. Make sure this is like facing like that way, like, you know, just make sure that thing's facing that way and everything. So look, I went ahead and connected the thing, ran it down here to the back, and you just want to connect it. Bam, easy. Bam. You want to connect these lines too. Bam, they click like that. Once you hear the clicking sound, it's good. Get this one right here, line it up. Same thing, get it in there. But yeah, once you're done with that, you gotta peel those. Peel the thing down here. There's like a little plastic on the glass. Not glass, it's plastic. But put it up here, screw each one. So let me get that situated. Let me peel the thing. All right, there you go. I went ahead and put washers on this side, just so y'all can see the difference. You can do it however you want. You can put them without the washers like this, or with the washers. What are those things called? But yeah, you can do like this look, or you can do that look. I still don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I'm leaning towards those. But you gotta like line them up, because you see sometimes they scoot over. But yeah, pretty much done. Everything's connected. Just double check everything. This thing's a bitch. This thing like moves around and shit. Just make sure this hose doesn't end up moving this, because this thing moves like from all different angles. And like I said, you don't need to plug this up. I don't think you do. To me, it's pointless. But pretty much once you're done, you can put your cover on or leave it off, whichever one you want. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on because I actually like how it looks. But just repeat the process from the beginning of the video. Just 2 right here, 2 over there for the brace. But put the cover on first, and you know, feed the bolts in there. And yep, pretty much done. I'm gonna go ahead and put the cover on. I'm gonna go ahead and make my mind up, see which ones I want. I'm sure the finished product. All right.
3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
All right. So I just spent the last 30 minutes trying to see if I can get this bitch ass sound tube off, and I got it loose, but you know, it's one of those bolts that it doesn't matter how loose you get them, you still can't take them off with your hand. So I just spent like fucking 30 minutes just spinning that bitch with this, and I eventually got it. All right, before I put the engine cover on, I just need to show y'all how satisfying this looks. Look at that. Plug up that thing was fucking born and raised in hell. But you know, finally got it, and I guess I can think about it and sleep good at night knowing that I plugged it up. All right, and bam, I got those in there. Using that magnet, you do not have to be fancy with it at all. You just literally, you can just drop them in there. Like 80% of the time they'll just land on the thing. Just tighten them up with the 10. But I went ahead and used a fucking magnet just for the fuck of it. Go ahead and tighten them down, and then put the brace. All right, so when you tighten them down, do this side, like this bottom side one, and then do that top side one, and then do that bottom side one, and do this top side one. You know what I mean? Like an X shape, you know? It's just so I can tighten down, right? Yup. Now I'm gonna go do the top one over there. All right, and then you want to tighten it with this. See, at first I was gonna leave it like that, but I wanted to tighten it down, and actually you do need to tighten it down, because I went and did the X shape, the pattern, and they were pretty loose as fuck. So Make sure to tighten it down with this, remember. Bottom here, top over there, bottom over there, top over here. Tighten them all down. And then, of course, can't forget your battery. Go ahead, put that thing in there. And tighten it down with the 10. Easy. And just like that, you got the finished product. Don't forget to put this clip in right here at the end. Just push that thing in. Make sure everything's good. Bam. That's the whole thing. And I'm gonna be making another video soon. Maybe some racing, maybe a review, because I haven't even done a review on this car, because I just got it like 2 months ago, a month ago, something like that. And I also got this thing right here. It's a Cammed full bolt-on 5.3 on 85. That thing's pretty fun. I actually made a video on some drag radials on this thing. I just never uploaded it. So if y'all want to see that, let me know in the comments. But yep, that's it for this video. Hope y'all found it helpful, because I've only seen one other video of this intake being installed, and I thought I'd show y'all how it goes. All right.